Welcome. It's Domain Dave again for CheapWineFinder.com. With the wine, before we get into the wine, we got something to say. If we ever do a review of a popular wine shop wine, not a Aldi, Trader Joe's, Costco wine, but a wine that's in retail wine shops, I've come to the conclusion that we're kind of hard to find, because if you type in, this Chardonnay 2018, Google has decided to put every single internet wine shop ahead of the reviews. So we're on page 9 rather than up front where we always were before they decided that internet wine shops go ahead of us. So if you're looking for us to give us an opinion on the wine you're looking to drink, type in the name of the wine and then type in podcast, and then we leapfrog everybody. So if you're looking for a Naomi Pinot Noir 2021, put podcast in there, and we're not on page 9, we're on page 1 again. So that's just, if you're looking for us, that's how you can find us. So this wine is Trader Joe's Grand Reserve Los Carneros Brut Sparkling Wine 2019, a $12.99, really good bubbly. Carneros is just on the northern shore of the San Pablo Bay, which is the inner bay for Oakland. It's on the east side, and it allows what is some land is kind of a little bit east of the Pacific Ocean to have that cool water and breezes, and it's a great place for Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. This bubbly is 84% Pinot Noir, 16% Chardonnay. A Pinot Noir-based bubbly is going to be more rounded fruit, where Chardonnay-based bubbly will be more crisp and maybe more citrus. I personally kind of like the fruitiness of a Pinot Noir base, so it's in my wheelhouse. But then, so we have, this is a Carneros Brut sparkling wine. That's also vintage dated. It's a 2019. So what does that mean? I mean, most wines in the value price range for traditional method, which is champagne method, sparkling wines are non-vintage because they take different vintages together and they blend them to make that wine for whoever makes it the same year in, year out. You always know what your wine experience is going to be. But if it's an exceptional vintage, and 2019 was an exceptional vintage in California, they like to document that with a vintage dated one. So this is a special sparkling wine. You do not find vintage dated Carneros sparkling wines for $12.99 on a regular basis, if ever. This, typically speaking, there is no rules on how to make sparkling wine in California, none whatsoever. But in Champagne, a wine has to go through triage, which is the length of the second fermentation, for a minimum of 18 months. Considering this is a 2019, it might have been in triage for 30 months or more. The longer you age the wine in the bottle and the second fermentation, the creamier it gets and the smoother it gets, and the more the bubbles are integrated. And I had this glass in my hand and the bubbles are still going up like I just poured it. I mean, this is kind of something I don't see all the time. Usually bubbles, on a younger wine, because sometimes California, they do 9 months, 12 months, occasionally do the champagne minimum, but those bubbles will kind of die out quicker. If you take a sip right away, you're not going to notice it. Take a sip later, you're not going to notice it, unless it's really later. But this is made differently. This is a vintage dated wine from top grapes. Nobody does a vintage dated wine on bad grapes from bad vineyards. And that doesn't happen. They're trying to document a great vineyard. I'm going to take a sip. Not a great vineyard, a great vintage. I got V. My brain thinks of V and only comes up with one thing. Yeah. It's got that red berries in there. Another cherry, maybe a little tart cherry. It's got some vanilla. You got some spice. Got a salty thing. Maybe a little tangerine and lemon on the mid palate. The acidity is excellent. I mean, it lets the flavors unfold. Gives the wine really good length. It sticks with you. And then it sets up your palate for the next sip. You're going to be reaching for your glass a little bit sooner than you think you were, just because the acidity keeps on calling you. This is, when I saw it at Trader Joe's, I wasn't expecting it. They didn't put it in their Ferris flyer. They're not pushing it. I don't know if that's because they don't have a lot of it. But this is a wine that you do not see at this price and at this level of quality. I know they have their Platinum Reserve Sonoma wines, which I don't think are as good as this one. Took another sip because I had the glass in my hand. What'd you expect me to do? Yeah, this is a really good bubbly. I mean, if you can get out there before New Year's Eve, this is a wine. If you want to do California this New Year's rather than champagne, and you want to save some money, I mean, this is $12.99. That's in party bubbly mode. I mean, you can get you can get a bunch of these bottles for four of these bottles for $50, and you can get one bottle of champagne. And there you go. And this is excellent. It just tastes so good. It's a delicious bubbly. It's ridiculously priced. And what more can you say? And it's a really great, I think this is going to be the last review for 2023. It's a good way to go out on a high note. And again, if you're just looking for us and you type in for a wine, type in the name of the wine and podcast, and up we will come, because we've done like a couple thousand wines. So have a great New Year's party with this wine, the Trader Joe's Grand Reserve Las Carneros Brut Sparkling Wine 2019. Carneros is sheep in Spanish if you're doing trivia tests this holiday. And I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days, or at least after the holiday. Adios. Bye-bye. And stay safe and warm. Bye.